on larger issue. Chief Justice of India Surya Kant speaks exclusively to CNN News 18, says his focus is not on collegium reform but pendency. Now, shifting focus, intelligence suggests around 30 to 35 Pakistani terrorists are hiding in Jammu's higher and mid-mountain belts, leveraging winter cover to evade detection. This comes months after Operation Sindoor, a precision counter-terror campaign targeting Pakistan-backed terror groups like Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. Security forces have heightened vigilance, especially along the Jammu-Punjab borders, anticipating potential infiltration attempts amid dense fog. Remember, viewers, Operation Sindoor, launched in May 2025, targeted 9 terror camps in Pakistan and POK, including LET and JEM strongholds. Now, Pakistan retaliated with loitering munitions, prompting Indian forces to intercept missiles and drones. And we are joined by Akash Sharma on this broadcast. Akash, if you could tell our viewers about the high-tech surveillance by the Indian Army in the region.
Right. So you see, south of Pir Panjal area is an important area, given the fact that in the recent years, especially before Operation Sindoor, we have seen a number of attacks and activities by the proxy group of Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. And that's the reason why, we have, in fact, we are seeing a heightened, security in the region, specifically in the areas like Kishtwar, Doda, Rajouri, and Poonch. In fact, intelligence sources and inputs are suggesting that there are 30 to 35, terrorists, that are currently hiding in the Jammu region. Jammu region, when we talk about Jammu region, so we have the entire area that is south of Pir Panjal in the Jammu region. And we have seen, a couple of, attacks in the last few years, specifically after 2022, where we have, in fact, lost several troops to these attacks. This time around, army is leaving no stone unturned in, busting the hideouts and also finding these terrorists, given the fact that, we have the snowfall in the particular area, and in fact, harsh winter is very much there, and these terrorists are somewhere looking for some sort of shelter. They are seeking help of the civilians, but then civilians, are very sure this time around, and in fact, they are supporting somewhere Indian Army and the Indian government, because they know that how these terrorists are going to impact their livelihood and their lifestyle, and that's why it is very difficult for these terrorists. But on the other hand, we have Indian Army, that is constantly patrolling at the higher reaches, dominating the higher reaches in the areas like Kishtwar, Doda. And right now, we have been given to understand that from drones to high-tech surveillance cameras, even technologies, has been employed to find these 30 to 35 terrorists in the region. In fact, intel sources just 2 days back were somewhere indicating that in the areas like Rajouri and Poonch, there are two groups, one from Lashkar-e-Toiba, second one from Jaish-e-Mohammed, 3 to 4 people in one group, who are currently there in the region, in the area present. They are somewhere trying to approach the civilians, but then, it has become very difficult in the recent times. And then, after Operation Sindhu, there is a policy, there is a zero tolerance policy against, in fact, the terrorism. And that's the reason why these groups are in fear. Possibly they have infiltrated before Operation Sindhu or after Operation Sindhu, but these are 30 to 35 Pakistani terrorists who are currently active and are very much present south of Pir Panjal in Jammu region. Harsh.
Right, Akash. Akash, if you could tell our viewers, but the real question in this whole matter is that how are these terrorists still entering our territory?
Right. So infiltration is one attempt. Of course, we know that it has been happening for ages. You have LOC, line of control, where Indian Army is deployed. Then you have BSF, Border Security Force, at the international border. It is really, a matter of investigation as to from where these infiltrations, are happening. But then we have seen that how several sort of attempts have been, in fact, thwarted by the forces. But then there is always a possibility that they might have, got some sort of success, and that's why they have infiltrated in the region. There is also a possibility that these groups have infiltrated before Operation Sindoor, before April or May. because since 2024 we have been reporting that how several groups have infiltrated in the area, but then survival is one thing that is very difficult at this point in time, given the fact that temperatures have been dropping, and then there is snow at the higher reaches of the mountains. And that's why in fact Indian agencies are now trying to launch several sort of operations in coordination with other forces like Jammu Kashmir Police, CRP, and Indian Army for that matter, specifically in the Kishtwar and Doda region, is trying its level best, given the fact that this area is full of difficult terrain, and then you have dropping temperature, you have snow, all those difficulties, facing all those difficulties, they are trying to, reach out to any sort of hideout that may, have been there in the region.
Right, right, Akash. Many thanks, Akash, for gathering all that. And now we're shifting focus to some breaking news. Shocker from Bengaluru. A woman was harassed by three men riding on a motorcycle in Bengaluru. The incident occurred around midnight on December 25th in the BTM layout area. The woman was riding her bike wearing a helmet when the three men traveling on one bike without helmets began following her. Now they allegedly rode recklessly and continued to harass her for nearly 2 kilometers. The miscreants are said to have deliberately overtaken her repeatedly and ridden erratically in front of her to intimidate her. The harassment was captured on video by a person who was following the incident in a car from behind. Now, police response says vehicle and the owner details have been identified so far. And we are joined by Afreen Hossain on this broadcast. Afreen, if you could tell our viewers what exactly transpired in this shocking incident.
You can see in the video very clearly that this lady is riding on her bike on the side, and you can see that there's a bike adjacent to her driving, and three people are there on that bike, and they're all following her. It is said that for nearly 2 kilometers, it's very, very horrifying for somebody to go through this ordeal. For 2 kilometers, these three men followed her, intimidated her by riding recklessly, overtaking her, this particular ordeal has gone on for 2 kilometers, and this incident happened on December 25th, midnight in BTM layout area. A person who was following both the bikes in his car has recorded this, put it on social media and tagged the Bengaluru police, after which the SG Palya police said that they have identified the three people and the bike and the number plate, and they're trying their best to find who these people are and take them into custody.
Right, Afreen. Afreen, I would request you to stay on with us as we are shifting our focus. Now, Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge has drawn massive criticism after sharing an AI-generated image that showed convicted rapist and former BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar being garlanded upon his release from jail. Now, he shared the image as part of a video, using it to criticize the situation and the BJP. In no time, it was confirmed that the image was a fake and AI-generated creation and not a real photograph. The post, now deleted, has sparked outrage, especially as Priyank Kharge pushed for the Karnataka fake news bill. Now, defending the bill a few weeks ago, the state minister said that the bill won't criminalize humor, dissent or creativity. Kharge then, in another tweet, remained defiant and shared another picture targeting the BJP.
In Karnataka, if there is any fake news factory that happens in Congress social media, if there is any fake news leader or agents, they are Congress Karyakartas, and their leader is Priyanka Kharge. It is very clear that there is a link between this fake propaganda, fake news identification agency, and the Congress party. One thing, the agency which is supposed to identify the fake points, probably there is a money which is going from the government of Karnataka. There is a corruption angle to it. See, this is the point what we are asking Congress party. This is what we call it as Congress's hypocrisy or dichotomy of Congress party. They do not understand the society at large.
And let me go across to Afreen Hossain for this. Afreen, if you could tell our viewers what has Mr. Priyank Kharge shared on social media exactly?
Well, not yesterday, but day before yesterday, there was a tweet that was put up on his X account with an image of the former BJP MLA and rape accused Kuldeep Singh exiting the Tihar jail in Delhi and being garlanded and welcomed after his release from the jail. Now, this image, along with the caption, "Congratulations, PM Modi, Beti Padhao, Beti Padhao, Beti Badhao," has gotten a new meaning, is the caption that he had put. But a few hours later, after receiving a lot of flack on social media, the tweet was deleted, and even when the tweet was there on the social media account, several users flagged that this particular image was AI generated and it was a fake image, it was not real. And several hours later, we saw Priyank Kharge's social media account delete this tweet, after which the BJP has gone all guns blazing on him, saying that this particular minister who is trying to bring in a fake news bill and is the Congress government which is trying to bring in this bill is the one who is spreading fake news and misinformation on social media. After which Priyank Kharge clarified, and he said that he could have posted this particular image without properly reviewing or checking, but it does not mean that the BJP is doing any better. They're protecting and shielding somebody who is a POXO accused. Now, the person who he is referring to, without naming him in his tweet, is former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, who is an accused in a POXO case. He has been an accused in this case for allegedly sexually assaulting a 17-year-old girl.
Right, Afreen. Afreen, but isn't this strange that Mr. Priyank Kharge, who was himself advocating for the fake news bill, has now posted an AI-generated image on social media? And, this could lead to larger consequences given this particular case as well.
Well, absolutely. Remember that this particular image was doing rounds on social media. Several users, not just Priyank Kharge, had posted this. But if you looked very carefully at the image, there was a small symbol at the in the corner of the image which says that this is AI generated. Many users did not check properly, after which fact-checking organizations put out this image and said that this was AI generated and not a real image. This was a fake image. This was after all of this happened. That is when Priyank Kharge's social media the tweet on his social media was taken down, and he's clarified that it could have been an inadvertent mistake that has happened on his part, but he manages to focus shift the focus to another thing that is happening in Karnataka, that is the BJP leaders shielding their own leader who is a POXO accused.
Right, Afreen. Many thanks, Afreen, for gathering all that. Now we're shifting focus to some more breaking news. Rahul Gandhi alleges that BJP and RSS are conspiring to undermine education and academic institutions in the country. He emphasized that education needs freedom and institutions should be guided by knowledge and science and not by ideology. Rahul Gandhi shared these views on Facebook after meeting students from Indian Statistical Institute who echoed concerns raised by the students. Now, that is a major remark that is made by Rahul Gandhi, that is coming in from Rahul Gandhi, that he has said that institutions should be guided by knowledge and science and not by ideology. He has directly attacked the BJP and the RSS, and he has said that institutions should be guided by knowledge and science and not ideology. Now, Rahul Gandhi shared these views on Facebook after meeting students from Indian Statistical Institute who echoed concerns raised by the students. And we are joined by Pallavi Ghosh on this broadcast. Pallavi, what do you make of these remarks by Rahul Gandhi?
See, Harsh, Rahul Gandhi's common refrain has been that how most of the institutions have been weaponized. They have been completely brainwashed as far as the RSS mentality is concerned. And institutions are supposed to be non-partisan. They are not supposed to push any one particular ideology. It's left to the students to get a holistic education, and then they decide for themselves what kind of an ideology they want to adhere to. But what Rahul Gandhi did say in that interaction with the students of the Indian Statistical Institute is once again that the BJP and the RSS combined together have captured every educational institution as well, from appointment of professors to changing the syllabus. All of this has been done so that the new generation, or the Generation X as you want to call it, Harsh, are the ones who are completely colored by a BJP, RSS divisive mindset, and this is not helping the education system. It's also not going to help Indian students studying over here in India to compete with the global order. Those are the concerns he has repeatedly raised, which is something he repeated himself when he was interacting with these students of the ISI.
Right, Pallavi. Pallavi, but is there any credibility to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said in context of, the whole capturing of institutions by the RSS and the BJP?
Harsh, I think it's more about credibility. It is about his political ideology. It is about his politics. I mean, when he began the Bharat Jodo Yatra more than 2 years back, why did he do it? He did it because he said that the entire country's fabric has been so torn apart because of the BJP RSS mindset, which has made inroads into education, into all the institutions which should be non-partisan, which will give us a fair deal, whether it's judiciary, whether it's parliament. It is important to have this yatra to tell the people of India that the idea of India remains one. He's not going to give up on this. Even now, when he talks about, say, a vote chori, when he went to Berlin, he spoke about how democracy is under threat. When he's interacting with workers and students and youth, women, all of them, he keeps on making the point that it's an RSS BJP ideology which is dividing the people. So, Harsh, whether there's credibility or not, and despite the denials coming in, he's clearly chosen this path. And his path is going to be that of projecting the BJP as a communal, divisive organization.
Right, Pallavi. Many thanks, Pallavi, for gathering all that. Now, a short break for now, but when we come back, a breaking input from Telangana. Stay with us.
"20 years. Wow. 20 years of constant change, countless voices, innumerable headlines.
But there was only one guiding philosophy,
A singular purpose, a consistent focus on the truth,
a relentless drive,
to make sense.
celebrating
20 years of CNN News 18 makes sense."
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. So, an under-construction ropeway in Bihar's Rohtas district caved in on Friday, bringing the project to a grinding halt. The ropeway was scheduled to be opened for tourists on New Year's Day, 1st of Jan 2026. Hundreds of tourists and devotees throng Rohtas Fort and the famous Chaurasan temple on New Year's Day. Many also visit the Rohtas Shiv temple to offer prayers. Pillars and trolleys of the ropeway were damaged in the incident. However, there were no reports of any casualties or injuries. The ropeway was being built to facilitate tourists visiting Rohtas Fort, also known as Rohtasgarh, one of Bihar's favorite tourist destinations. The fort is located at an altitude of about 1,400 feet above sea level. Remember that this incident is one of the many that the state of Bihar has witnessed over the past few years alone, and naturally the Congress party is up in arms against NDA Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Have a look.
रोहतास के रोहतासगढ़ किले में जो रोपवे का कार्य चल रहा था और जो 1 जनवरी से रोपवे पूरी तरह से जनता और जनता के बीच में समर्पित किया जाना था, ये पिछले 6 वर्षों से निर्माण कार्य चल रहा था। 13 करोड़ 60 लाख से ऊपर इसमें राशि खर्च की गई, लेकिन हुआ क्या? ये धराशायी हो गया, भ्रष्टाचार का भेंट चढ़ गया। यह स्पष्ट रूप से प्रमाणित करता है कि बिहार में विकास के कार्य किस तरह से हो रहे हैं। बिहार में विकास के नाम पर सिर्फ और सिर्फ लूट हो रहा है, संगठित लूट, संगठित भ्रष्टाचार।
देखिए, मोदी सरकार के मंत्री जीतन राम मांझी जी ने स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि ये 10% कमीशन वाली सरकार है। तो जाहिर सी बात है, इस रोपवे प्रोजेक्ट में भी कमीशन खाया गया होगा। ये कमीशन 10% से ज्यादा हो गया होगा। अब ठेकेदार क्या करता? रद्दी माल लगाया और बिहार के 14 करोड़ रुपए डुबा गया। कमीशन खोरी में बिहार डूब रहा है, नीतीश जी मस्त है।
रोहतास किले के रोपवे पुल में जो घटना घटी वह दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। निश्चित रूप से सरकार उस पर कार्रवाई करेगी और ये बात अच्छी है कि सरकार ने पुल को
Welcome back. You are watching CNN News 18. Breaking news coming in. Telangana CM's advisor Vem Narendra Reddy's birthday celebrations turned chaotic after a safety lapse during the event nearly put school students at risk. A major accident was narrowly avoided when fire sparks flew towards the students during the cake cutting ceremony. Despite sparks showering dangerously close to the children, MLA Murli Nayak was seen smiling, triggering criticism over his conduct and the lack of safety measures during the whole event. And that is the major update that is coming in from Telangana, where we can see that MLA Murli Nayak is smiling, triggering criticism over his conduct and the lack of safety measures during the whole event. And we are joined by PV Ramanna on this broadcast. Ramanna, if you could tell our viewers what exactly transpired in this incident.
Yeah, yesterday there was Chief Minister advised Vem Narendra Reddy's birthday was celebrated in Kesamudram of Mahbubabad district of Telangana. To impress him, one of the MLA, Murli Nayak, conducted his birthday celebrations in market yard of that particular place. For that event, he called some of the, he gathered some of the school students over there, and he made a cake cutting ceremony over there. While generally when they are cutting the cake, generally candles will be lit, but at the time the one big it's like a spark, it's a cracker kind of a thing was lit and this particular this thing, and we can see in the visuals also where instead of putting on a cake or there, he's holding in his hand, and when the sparks coming in, he shown that spark this thing to the children over there in that event. So even the students are screaming and they are shouting. Even after that, the MLA was smiling, and he was smiling loud, and then he laughing loudly, and then he enjoyed the event. So it is sparking the criticism in Telangana. To impress the Chief Minister's advisor only, he did all these things, and even the school should not call for this event. Why without any permission he was called and he organized that event? That's what exactly criticism coming out from the opposition parties. The BRS parties, BRS leaders, and even the BRS spokesperson also condemned this event, and he is saying that these kind of incidents should not happen further, and he is asking to take necessary action against that MLA.
Right, Ramanna. Many thanks, Ramanna, for gathering all that. Now we're shifting focus to Bihar. An under-construction ropeway in Bihar's Rohtas district caved in on Friday, bringing the project to a grinding halt. The ropeway was scheduled to be open for tourists on New Year's Day, January 1, 2026. Hundreds of tourists and devotees throng Rohtas Fort and the famous Chaurasan temple on New Year's Day. Many also visit the temple to offer prayers. Pillars and trolleys of the ropeway were damaged in the incident. However, there were no reports of any casualties or injuries. The ropeway was being built to facilitate tourists visiting Rohtas Fort, also known as Rohtas Garh, one of Bihar's favorite tourist destinations. The fort is located at an altitude of about 1,400 feet above sea level. Remember, this incident is one of many that state of Bihar has witnessed over the past few years alone, and naturally the Congress party is up in arms against NDA Chief Minister Nitish Kumar.
रोहतास के रोहतासगढ़ किले में जो रोपवे का कार्य चल रहा था, और जो 1 जनवरी से रोपवे पूरी तरह से जनता और जनता के बीच में समर्पित किया जाना था, ये पिछले 6 वर्षों से निर्माण कार्य चल रहा था। 13 करोड़ 60 लाख से ऊपर इसमें राशि खर्च की गई, लेकिन हुआ क्या? ये धाराशायी हो गया, भ्रष्टाचार का भेंट चढ़ गया। यह स्पष्ट रूप से प्रमाणित करता है कि बिहार में विकास के कार्य किस तरह से हो रहे हैं। बिहार में विकास के नाम पर सिर्फ और सिर्फ लूट हो रहा है, संगठित लूट, संगठित भ्रष्टाचार।
देखिए, मोदी सरकार के मंत्री जीतन राम मांझी जी ने स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि ये 10% कमीशन वाली सरकार है। तो जाहिर सी बात है, इस रोपवे प्रोजेक्ट में भी कमीशन खाया गया होगा। ये कमीशन 10% से ज्यादा हो गया होगा। अब ठेकेदार क्या करता? रद्दी माल लगाया और बिहार के 14 करोड़ रुपए डुबा गया। कमीशन खोरी में बिहार डूब रहा है, नीतीश जी मस्त है।
And now we are slipping into a very short break. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay with us.
force of this entire matter, in the High Court, in the trial court, raises big questions upon the CBI.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. So, an under-construction ropeway in Bihar's Rohtas district caved in on Friday, bringing the project to a grinding halt. The ropeway was scheduled to be opened for tourists on New Year's Day, 1st of Jan 2026. Hundreds of tourists and devotees throng Rohtas Fort and the famous Chaurasan temple on New Year's Day. Many also visit the Rohtas Shiv temple to offer prayers. Pillars and trolleys of the ropeway were damaged in the incident. However, there were no reports of any casualties or injuries. The ropeway was being built to facilitate tourists visiting Rohtas Fort, also known as Rohtasgarh, one of Bihar's favorite tourist destinations. The fort is located at an altitude of about 1400 feet above sea level. Remember that this incident is one of the many that the state of Bihar has witnessed over the past few years alone, and naturally the Congress party is up in arms against NDA Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Have a look.
रोहतास के रोहतासगढ़ किले में जो रोपवे का कार्य चल रहा था और जो 1 जनवरी से रोपवे पूरी तरह से जनता और जनता के बीच में समर्पित किया जाना था, ये पिछले 6 वर्षों से निर्माण कार्य चल रहा था। 13 करोड़ 60 लाख से ऊपर इसमें राशि खर्च की गई, लेकिन हुआ क्या? ये धराशायी हो गया, भ्रष्टाचार का भेंट चढ़ गया। यह स्पष्ट रूप से प्रमाणित करता है कि बिहार में विकास के कार्य किस तरह से हो रहे हैं। बिहार में विकास के नाम पर सिर्फ और सिर्फ लूट हो रहा है, संगठित लूट, संगठित भ्रष्टाचार।
देखिए, मोदी सरकार के मंत्री जीतन राम मांझी जी ने स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि ये 10% कमीशन वाली सरकार है। तो जाहिर सी बात है, इस रोपवे प्रोजेक्ट में भी कमीशन खाया गया होगा। ये कमीशन 10% से ज्यादा हो गया होगा। अब ठेकेदार क्या करता? रद्दी माल लगाया और बिहार के 14 करोड़ रुपए डुबा गया। कमीशन खोरी में बिहार डूब रहा है, नीतीश जी मस्त है।
रोहतास किले के रोपवे पुल में जो घटना घटी वह दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। निश्चित रूप से सरकार उस पर कार्रवाई करेगी और ये बात अच्छी है कि सरकार ने पुल को उद्घाटन करने के पहले उसका ट्रायल किया और ट्रायल में ही घटना घट गई। ठेकेदार ने अगर गलती की है, गुणवत्ता में कोई कमी है, तो निश्चित रूप से भाजपा यह मांग करती है उस ठेकेदार को कड़ी से कड़ी सजा दी जाए और उसी के खर्चे पर, सरकार पहले भी ऐसा कर चुकी है, ठेकेदार को उसी खर्चे पर रोपवे पुल दोबारा बनाना पड़ेगा। यह सरकार की तरफ से, भाजपा की तरफ से मैं आश्वस्त करता हूं। यहाँ अगर आप चाहेंगे कि गुणवत्ता में कंप्रोमाइज करें और बच जाए तो आप बच नहीं सकते, गुणवत्तापूर्ण काम करना ही पड़ेगा।
निर्माणाधीन कार्य में कुछ गड़बड़ी हुई है तो उस पर जांच करेगी टीम और जांच उपरांत जो भी लोग गड़बड़ किए होंगे, हमारी सरकार किसी को बचाने वाली नहीं है, जो भी लोग इसमें गड़बड़ किए होंगे उस पर कार्रवाई होगी, निश्चित तौर पे कार्रवाई होगी।
This is News 18 Network. India.
The role of music in Hindi films is multifaceted and crucial, and it goes far beyond mere entertainment. It carries the story, defines the character and conveys the right emotion and makes the movies memorable. The year 2025 will be remembered for the Sayyara wave led by wordsmith Irshad Kamil, which allowed Gen Z to experience the passionate love story of Krish Kapoor and Vani Batra on the big screen. He followed it up with the melodies of Tere Ishq Mein starring Kriti Sanon and Dhanush and music by A.R. Rahman. 2025 also witnessed nation's favorite young voice Niti Mohan giving us a poetic reflection of life journey and unfulfilled desire with the mesmerizing song Thus Hasil So Baki from the film Metro in Dinong. It was also the year when the magical voice of Javed Ali added tenderness to the evolving romance between Farhan Akhtar and Rashi Khanna's character with the song Naina Re Lobhi in the film 120 Bahadur, revealing the softer side of a soldier's life. Last but not the least, Nakash Aziz, with his captivating energetic voice, took listeners on an emotional journey with the song Ishq Manzoor from the film Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari, masterfully capturing heartbreak, fragility and complexities of love. Javed Ali, Irshad Kamil, Neeti Mohan, Nakash Aziz, welcome to CNN News 18 Music Stars Roundtable.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
You know, to start with, what would you say was your biggest highlight or the proudest moment in the music this year?
As a singer, I'm in a phase where I am doing playback, but I'm also excited कि मैं independent music भी बहुत करूँ. 10 हासिल and 100 बाकी जो मेट्रो इन दिनों का गाना जो मैंने गाया था प्रीतम दा के लिए, तो it was supposed to be a musical. लड़का एक अलग main melody गा रहा है तो लड़की harmony गा रही है, फिर लड़की main melody पे चले जाती है तो लड़का, so वो एक dreamy world है. So basically you are just creating a world. अभी वो musical world है तो उसकी singing अलग है.
I'm happy people liked Ishq Manzoor and you know whatever people are appreciating it, and but there are some kind of songs, like there's a song called Chhap Tilak which I have done. It was for absolutely a very small web series, but it is viral on Instagram. So these kind of surprises actually is what I'm living for and what is exciting me.
आपने सवाल जैसे मुझसे किया, मैं बड़ी देर से सोच रहा था कि वो कौन सा मेरे लिए हाई म्यूजिकल मूवमेंट इस साल में हुआ, राइट? और अच्छी बात ये है कि जो हाई मूवमेंट होता है म्यूज़िक में वो बड़ा ही सॉलिट्यूड में, एकांत में होता है.
वाह.